the third game. He goes ahead and chooses to play last because it's the right choice, I think, in this matchup. I'm okay with this hand, but I don't really have anything to play. He has the first turn Tree Speaker, which makes me groan, but then I draw Palaka Worm, so I'm fine with it because I'm going to be getting it out on the fourth turn, guaranteed. I get Boulderfoot, and so I'm happy to have another fatty to play. He goes ahead and plays Narcana Cutthroat, so I'm really curious about his deck because he has 4 colors in it, but it's been working for him. So I played Boulderfoot. This was dumb. I should have played Palaka Worm, and because he would have had to take a lot of damage, and obviously I should have figured he would save it to level it all the way up because it only takes 1 more turn. So I could have dealt him 2 more damage here, which would have been really important. So I go ahead and play Palaka Worm next turn, and it guarantees that he's going to spend at least some of his mana leveling Cutthroat. And he plays Enforcer, so I'm smacking myself because I played Boulderfoot. But I'm not terribly worried because I have Vent Sentinel and I have a lot of life on him. So if I need to attack through his Cutthroat, I can at least get a little bit of damage in. But then he plays Crusher. So it makes me glad that I didn't offer to trade his Cutthroat with my Worm, because I need something to block and kill the Crusher at this point. I used the extra mana from the Overgrown Battlement to ping him with Vent Sentinel there. Probably should have just kept it untapped because I had plenty of mana. Notice I sacked a mountain and a forest. This is incorrect because I have access to 10 green mana just on the board as it is right now. And I have a forest in my hand. So he dumps Gelatinous Genesis out, and that's kind of unfortunate. I mean, really bad for me, but it's not as bad as not being able to play Magma and activate Vent Sentinel. So he attacks, and I take a whole truckload of damage. I choose to just block with Palaka Worm, and I'm dead to Myra Masses there, but I figure that I need my defenders a little bit more, so because I can win it if I can last. And that looks horrible for me. But then I draw Snake Umbra, so I make this play. This was a hard series of plays. I had to think about it for a long time. The main constraint here is mana, specifically red mana. And although I don't like it, to be able to utilize all the mana that I had and will need to sacrifice things for Magma, I have to tap this to play Snake Umbra and also use the mana to play Magma, because it's the only way that I can play Magma and have all of the mana left over, because I can make 4 mana with each of my Overgrown Battlements. I don't need 4 for Magma, and I don't need 4 for Snake Umbra, so that's just kind of how I had to do it. And I would have liked to keep it in my hand so he doesn't have complete information, but I figure out that it's best just if I go ahead and dump it out. So then I go ahead and attack with Palaka Worm, and he has to, if you count, he has to block with all of his creatures. So he gets out Wildheart Enforcer and deals with Wildheart Invoker and gets Zulaport Enforcer. I don't get any damage through, so I don't draw a card, which I was hoping to draw a Mountain, which would make it a lot easier because Vent Sentinel could cut his life total in less than half. and I could win the game right there. It's possible that I should have sacrificed Overgrown Battlement to kill the Enforcer and so let a damage through, but I chose not to do that, and I think that would have been a better play. But at that moment, I wasn't really sure whether I was going to be trying to use Vent Sentinel or Magma to kill him. After reflecting, it would have been better to keep the mana, use my forest and sacrifice the Overgrown Battlement to draw a card and possibly draw a mountain and just win the game right there and still end up dealing him damage. Because I was pretty sure I was going to sacrifice Overgrown Battlement to ping him anyway. So I block in this fashion. I sacrifice the Ogre Sentry before first strike damage. It reduces the amount of mana total I have for Overgrown Battlement, but that's fine because I really wasn't planning on sacrificing more than 3 things. So I sacrificed the rest of my walls to ping him. And I take 1 of the damages and I go to 1. Then he casts Gideon, which does not save him, because he can't kill my Palaka Worm, and if he makes me attack him, he's actually still at 3, and I can sacrifice all of my permanents and deal him. So whatever ability he uses here, he's unable to quite get it done. And that's why you should not be on autopilot, because if I had had this mountain that I sacrificed for no good reason to the Crusher, then I would have won the game last turn automatically. Because being able to play Magma and use Vent Sentinel in the same turn would have dealt him, an extra 4 damage, and that would have been plenty. So, thought this was a pretty interesting match. Again, I'm sorry it wasn't live, but I wasn't able to record it. So, thanks for watching, and catch y'all later.